Good morning and welcome to a little bit of makeup and a whole lot of Jesus. Oh, I just realized I have got to click this over here. Let's see if I can get this going. There we go. Okay. I was trying to get it working with Instagram this morning for those of you who are following along there. It's had a little bit of difficulty the last little while, so now we should be good to go there. So let's do a do-over. Good morning and welcome to a little bit of makeup and a whole lot of Jesus. My name is Wendy. And today we're going to get ready to elevate a fall look with a step-by-step makeup tutorial. This is going to be full face from top to bottom. So again, my name is Wendy. Get ready to elevate that everyday look. We're going to make a look that is going to start out where you can wear it in the day and then transition to a little bit of something just by adding one thing to making that an evening look. So we're going to be playing with the Nubian 2 palette today. So remember, while we are live, you can ask any question on whatever platform you're on. It's going to come through to me, and I will do my best to get that asked and answered while we are here live. So whether that's a question about makeup or maybe you have a question about actually, this week is going to be chapter that we are working on. Do your best to get that asked and answered in there. Okay, so today, our easy makeup tutorial theme is easy everyday fall eyeshadow look with the Juvia's Place Nubian 2 palette. Can it be done? So join me as I challenge myself to create an easy everyday fall look using that Nubian 2 palette from Juvia's Place. So go ahead and grab your palette, grab your lashes, grab your brushes, and then get on back here and let's get going. You can develop a little bit of makeup and a whole lot of Jesus. First days at me, can't wait. All right, so gosh, I just love that theme so much. It's so fun and it makes me smile. So our Bible verse as a theme for this podcast is Psalm 119 verse 11. I have hidden your word in my heart that I might not sin against you. And we're in the middle of season 3 right now. All of our season 3 verses are coming from the book Color Me James. You can pick that up on my website for the spiral version, Amazon for the paperback version, and then the eBook, which is a PDF file, so that you can, play with that and color in it and answer all the things using whatever your smart tablet device phone thing that you're on. All right, so that can be found, all those different versions at colormejamesbook.com. That will get you there and get you connected. And later on, we're going to talk about a way that you can get this book for free. All right, so the verse that we were working on last week is this right here, James 3, verse 17 to 18. And so this week, because we have now finished chapter 3, verse 18 is the last one in chapter 3. This week, you get an opportunity to catch up on anything that you didn't get so polished. And for me, that's going to be this verse right here. The song has been extremely helpful, but I would definitely not call that verse memorized just yet. So let's look at that verse and we'll say that together. Actually, let's not do that. Let's listen to the song as it's playing. I think it's on right now. Here, let's see if I can get it over. Okay, here we go.
Real wisdom, God's wisdom, begins with a holy life and is characterized by getting along with others. You can develop a healthy, robust community that lives right with God and enjoy its results only if you do the hard work of getting along with each other, treating each other with dignity and honor. It is gentle and
all right, I'm going to let you listen to the rest of that. It's actually going to be looping while we're doing our makeup this morning, but I'll let you listen to that on your favorite streaming platform. That is from an artist, C'est Le Soul, and you can find that Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube. It's like all over the place. So enjoy that. All the music is designed, has a scripture directly quoted in it, and it is designed to help you to memorize and potentially kind of understand the verse a little bit better. So back to today. What are we doing? We are going to be playing with that Nubian 2 palette, like I said. And so that's an image of it there. All the products that I'm using today can be found on a little bit of makeup and a whole lot of Jesus.com or in the show notes of the platform that you're on. May not be there yet. I don't know if they posted, but you can definitely get them there. That way, you like the eyeliner, boom, got a link for you. You like the lashes, because I'm using some different ones today, then yay, I got a link for you. Okay, so we're going to have the verse from last week scrolling across the bottom of your screen. And let me get over here. Oh, I forgot. So, no, we'll get to that in just a second. Okay, so let us get going with what we're going to be doing today. We're going to start out with that full face makeup tutorial. I'm dropping things all over the place over here. We're going to start out with that Professional primer, and that is going to get our face ready to go and primed for our makeup application today. Okay, let me get the chat. Actually, let me turn this up just a little bit because I feel like it's very quiet. Okay, there we go. Chat. Good morning. That's right. I forgot to ask you to give me a shout out. Where are you coming from? And let's see. We got a good morning with 3 coffee cups so far. So tell me what you got. How is your morning going on? Okay. All right. So we're going to give ourselves just a little bit of that primer between the tips of the fingers. Any place that you are experiencing foundation separation, maybe it just doesn't stick like it should. Maybe you get those little bitty, teeny little things. That's foundation separation. If you have fine lines and wrinkles, you can just dab that in there. And that is just going to help everything do its job a little bit better and help you to get that nice, pleasant, soft, matte kind of finish. Especially if you are a combo oily skin like me, it is definitely going to help you out there. So we are going to be using some nice colors today. Although it is an everyday look, we're still got some good colors and we want them to look like what we want them to look like. So we're going to grab our Juvia's Place. This is the Eye Prime Eye Primer. This is the shade 1. Just like the regular primer, I'm going to give that just a little bit of a shake there. We're just going to take a little bit of that. It really only takes a little bit. And that's going to go on our eyelids. And this is just going to help your shadow to be more crease resistant, if not completely crease proof. It is going to help your shadows to be more true to their color. Just does a really good job. I have, in addition to my combo skin, I have slightly, I would call them oily eyelids. Not like super bad, but a little bit. And that will definitely help with that. So you make sure you get that Eye Prime eye primer because that's just amazing. Okay, now we're going to move on to our concealer. Let's get everything all even color, get rid of the redness so that when we put our foundation on and the rest of everything else, it's going to look exactly the way we want. So I am using the Lancome Tinty Doll. This is the concealer. Love the doe foot on this. What shade? That's a good question. I am shade 090. Pasty white. Here we go. Love the doe foot. Got a little bit of shape to it. Any place that you have coloring that you don't want, whether it be redness, hyperpigmentation, acne scarring, anything like that, you are just going to use this bad boy to cover that up. So just slap it on there. This is not contouring. This is just concealing. Going to take our middle fingers and we're just going to blend that out. I've got darkness on the inside of my eyes right here. So I'm just going to blend that out. I got a little darkness happening under the eyes. So we're going to blend that out. I got redness right here. So we're just going to erase that. My nose is red for whatever reason. Maybe Rudolph is actually a relative of mine. I don't know. So we're going to get that red on there. I mean, no, not the red. We're going to get that concealer on there to get rid of the red on there. There you go. And then we're just going to tap that out, top of the cheek. And that's just going to, now you can tell we're all just kind of an even color. A lot of the redness is gone. And yes, that is true in extreme redness situations or a lot of redness situations. Green concealer does counteract this. And I actually have a fun palette on its way that we'll be playing with next week that has a couple of those different concealers. in there. And so we're going to kind of play with that and take a look at what those different concealer colors actually do and how to use them. In fact, our next week's episode may completely and exclusively be dedicated to colored concealers. So we'll see how that goes. All right, if I remember this whole conversation. So now we're gonna move to our foundation. I got the Juvia's Place I Am Magic Velvety Matte Foundation. I'm 710, I think it is Maracau. So we're gonna use this one. I have already dampened my beauty blender, so we are good to go. That is under a faucet. Squish it until it runs dry, and then it's all puffed up and it's good to go. So this foundation, it does not take much. That is literally your whole face in a bag of chips. Where'd that expression come from? I don't know. Maybe it's a Texas thing. We're going to call it a Texas thing. Okay. We're going to dab that. I'm going to get it up here. I told you that little tiny bit does the whole thing. That is why that little tube will last you a year. Okay. So we're just going to dab. I'm using that wide end. If I can. Words are hard this morning. We're just going to tap that out. I'm going to go just below that jawline a little bit so that it blends out nicely to the color of our neck. Going around the edge of the lips. That's going to help your lipstick and lip liner to stay exactly where you want them. You know, as you get older, the lips start to kind of fade around, and sometimes things bleed out a little bit as you get some wrinkles going on in there. So that is going to help with that. And you don't necessarily have to be, you know, a whole lot older for that to happen. As soon as you lose your young skin, this will begin happening. So if you are mid-20s, creeping on in the 30s, this could still apply to you. And if you just get used to this habit early on, then you will be set up pretty for when you get older like me. Okay. There we go. Making sure to get in. I got like cracks and wrinkles right there in the middle of my cupid's bow. So I'm making sure to get those really good. Okay. Now, we have been setting our foundation lately with the MAC Studio Fix, and I've been using the puff that comes inside of here. But I want to show you a little something different. I don't usually use a brush because it kind of flicks everything everywhere, and then you end up with expensive dust in your house. So we're going to start out with the puff just around the eye area. So we're just going to pop open that lid. You just press that in there. And then that's going to go under the eye. Let's just go ahead and set the eye around the eye area with this. And this is going to just give you a nice finish, help everything to stay put. But past the eye area, I'm going to switch to a powder brush, a fluffy brush. And you still have this little thing here. You're just going to press that right into it. And you can see on the inside, when you press, that little screen is going down into the powder. So that's going to get that on that tip. So even with this kind of a thingy, we can still use a brush. I know I've talked about it a few times, but I don't think I've actually done it. Getting right onto that chin. Let's get that forehead set. Especially combo oily girls, you want to make sure you do that. That's going to help you to stay less slick looking all day long, unless slick looking is what you want. Okay, I'm just going to shut this back up. Let's put that little puff back on there. All right, so now we are devoid of shape and contour. All we have is a single colored foundation face. So let us put all of our shading back in where we want it and how we want it. So I'm going to grab my It Cosmetics. It's a foundation brush, but I love this end for the low light. So I'm going to go ahead and get my KVD shade. What is this called? Shade Plus Light Refillable Contour Palette. We're going to pop that open. I'm going to be in this one right here today because this one's empty. Hence the needing to order another one. Okay, so we're going to do this here. I can't wait to show you the palette that I've got. It's got the Lowe's in like 6 different color technique in 6 different color theories. Then we've got the blush, and then it has highlighters in a matte version and highlighters in a sparkly version. So I super like this. I am hoping that this palette completely lives up to everything that I have heard about it, and I can't wait to share it with you. Okay, so we're going to start out with the flat side of this brush. We're just going to get a little bit on there. We're going to go from the top of the ear to about the end of the eye in a circular motion, staying above the hollow of that cheek there so we can lift up that cheek. There we go. And then right beside the temple next to the hairline. And then we're just going to blend that out a little bit to soften. Instead of it like, we're going to just blend that out into a nice curve. Okay, we're going to take that same flat side, just a little bit on it. We're going to go right up against that hairline and just use circular motion to blend that out and give ourselves a little bit of shape up here. Now we're going to switch to the thin side. We're going to go from the ear to the corner of the mouth, just under the jawline. Keep a neutral face so you're truly hugging along that jawline. That is going to give you more of an end to your jawline and also help minimize any extra chin baggage you may have there. I'm going to do that same thing right there on that side, just a little bit. We're going to go the inside, down the sides of the nose, right under that tip. Now, I'm going to take this and just go toop, toop, right in that darkest one. And we're just going to get it right there on the outside corner. All right, and that concludes our lows. Now we're going to grab our blush brush. Here we go. And we're going to grab our Juvia's Place. This is going to be our blushes. This is volume 4. Love these colors. For today, we're going to be living in this one here. The colors that we're going to be using are a little more on the neutral side, so we don't really want to harshen that up with that. If you have a little more tan and darker skin tone, you could completely do this with some more neutral nudes. That would be beautiful as well. So just use whatever goes well with your skin tone, and then, you know, kind of what lipstick you choose to. I'll show you what I'm going to use here in just a second. So we're going to go like this. Just on one side right here. Oh, I forgot to ask you. Go ahead and give me a shout out now that we've already worked through that part. What is your favorite foundation? What is your go-to for foundation? Are you a cream girl, a liquid girl? You like powder foundation? Give me a shout out. What's your favorite? You have a favorite brand? Whatever they do, you're just going to be all about it. Okay, I got cream. I've tried a few creams. I haven't had one that I've completely loved yet. I'm going to grab my Anastasia. This is my highlighter. Okay, there we go. We got a vote for liquid foundation. Thank you, Janet. Here we go. We're going to swirl there. Right on the top of that cheek. Right there. Another couple votes for liquid foundation. Great question, Priscilla. No, there is not. There's no wrong answer here. I was just asking a curious question to see, what are your favorites? What do you like? Maybe you have a brand that I haven't heard of and I need to try. Maybe you have a specific, maybe more of you are using powder foundations than I'm aware of. And one day I might do a powder foundation tutorial. So just asking, just curious questions. So just give me a shout out. What's your favorite, kind or type or brand or whatever. Okay, so now we have got all of our contouring done. Let us go ahead and say our verse together. It is almost scrolled around to the front of the screen. Okay, we got it while we're waiting on the verse. At the moment, my favorite is Tarte Double Duty Beauty Face Tape Foundation. Okay, nice. Thank you, Rachel. Okay, here we go. Here is our verse. So let's go ahead and say it. It's on the bottom of your screen. We'll say it together. Real wisdom, God's wisdom, begins with a holy life and is characterized by getting along with others. It is gentle and reasonable, overflowing with mercy and blessings. Not hot one day and cold the next. Not two-faced. You can develop a healthy, robust community that there we go, lives right with God and enjoys its results only if you do the hard work of getting along with each other, treating each other with dignity and honor. There we go. James, that's the last section of verses we did in James chapter 3, verse 17 and 18. So James 3, 17 and 18. Okay, so let's go ahead and get on with our lip. Now, I'm excited about today's lip. I don't normally do this kind of color, but I think it's super pretty. So we're going to use 2 different MAC products. We're going to start out here with the MAC lip pencil in chestnut, and then we're going to feather that out a little bit and add the other lipstick in. So we're going to start out with a nice tip on that. We're going to get in that Cupid's bow. Give yourself a nice V so you got something to work off of, and then we're going to round that out to the outside edge on the top, staying just outside our lip line a little bit. I usually describe the feeling as inside your head. Your head is probably going, what? You're coloring outside the line. If that is what you're hearing inside your head, then you're in the right space. Here we go. Let's do the other side. And I'm using about a medium pressure. So because I have more fair skin, I don't want like a harsh dark line. This pencil is beautiful. If you use a little more pressure and you have darker skin, then you get a little bit darker line and that chestnut will really reveal itself. So use a pressure according to your skin tone. For me, it was about a medium pressure. Let's do the bottom now. Okay, now I don't want to have like that indie line thing. So I'm going to come back just to the inside of the line we just did and use a feathering light pressure motion just to kind of blend that out a little bit. Real wisdom, God's wisdom, begins with a holy life and is characterized by getting along with others. Kind of using the side of the pencil. There you go. That keeps the outside of our line nice and clean. Now make sure you like the shape of what you did. Check both sides. Are they even? All right. Now we're going to move on to the lipstick. So this is a MAC. And this is called, what was the name of it? It's called New York Apple, and this is a frost. Look at that. Can you see that little bit of shimmer we got going on? Okay, I don't use a whole lot of MAC frosts, but I really like this one. So let's try this one. We're going to use it just as is. Starting out with that top. Right over that liner. Yes, that's what I was hoping for. Just kind of a little bit of a winey, burgundy, frosty color. You can really see it there on that bottom. Nice. Oh yeah, that came out nice. It's almost, it doesn't have quite as much pink in it, but it's almost the color of my hair. That was an accident. Okay, so as promised, now that our lips are done, we're going to be playing with the Nubian 2 palette from Juvia's place. And we are going to be living in just one of these rows. Shoop, right across there. So we're gonna have a little Jezebel, we're gonna have a little Zuri, we're gonna play with some Cleopatra, and then we're gonna have some Nefertiti. So right in here is where we are going to be at today. Okay. Ooh. Nice question. Okay, so we're gonna start out here in the Zuri. I'm just gonna grab a fluffy brush right here. This is the Morphe M433, and we're gonna go in the Nefertiti. We're gonna go in the Zuri. Right here. So just swirl that around a little. We're just gonna get that on the tip there. We're gonna work that up onto that upper brow bone. And then we're going to use that, and we're going to get it right here on the inside. I'm going to go about halfway. And then same thing on the other side. Right from that inside corner to halfway. All right, I'm gonna set that brush aside because, you know, we're probably gonna come back to it. And then I'm gonna grab this right here, a little bit of a blender, kind of a fluffy blender. This is a Morphe M, oh my goodness, my eyes are not working, an M321 maybe? Okay, so now we're going to go into this one right here. This one is Jezebel. We're going to get it on the tip of that, just on the tip. Right on that bone, on your socket bone right here. We're just going to go right on that bone from one side all the way to the other side. And then we're going to come in just a little bit right down here. And this is a darker color, so don't load your brush too much. Better to be going over it a couple times than to overload it. Okay. You don't need to be too picky with it. If it looks a little messy right now, totally fine. As we add each color and we build on it, we will clean it up. Okay, so again, we are on that socket bone right here. Especially if you have hooded eyes, you're going to want to make sure you are straddled on that. And we're just kind of going back and forth. And we're going to go from the outside right to here. We're just leaving a nice little V cavity there. Okay. That's just about where we want it. We are going to take another, let's do this fluffy right here. We're going to use, this one is a Morphe. Wow, I really cannot see things today. M506 or 586. And this one is going to go into Nefertiti. Sorry, I was dusting it off on my lap. So we're going to Nefertiti right here. Be light with this. We just want like a little tiny hint of this color. So we're just going to swirl it in there just a little bit. That is going to go right where you see that line from the Jezebel and the Zuri. Right on that line of those two colors. You're just going to put that Nefertiti right where those two colors are. And just go back and forth a little bit. That's going to blend those out. Going to do that same thing on the other side. You can see it softened that up. Now that Jezebel isn't so, you know, that's the technical term. Okay, here we go. All right, and that just blends that out nice. So we got a little bit of those fall kind of colors going on there. All right. I'm going to grab a smudger. This is this is one of those MAC ones. I have no idea what its number is. Okay, how about if we don't do that then? Let's grab this right here. Just because I don't know what that number is. This is a Morphe 174, maybe? Not reading today. It's not working in my favor. Okay, so we're going to do this one right here. And now we're going to use that last color that we have. We're going to go into the Cleopatra right here. And you're just going to get that on one side. Cleopatra, just one side. And we're going to fill in the void that we made right here. We're going to fill that in with Cleopatra. So we're going to go a little more than halfway across with this one. And again, this is a dark color, so better to give yourself a couple of times with a little light shadow than to overpack it, and then you end up with a lot of fallout. Okay. Do that same thing on the other side. If you see any fallout at this point, just take that fluffy brush that you did your powder with and whisk that away. Now we're going to do the under part of the eye, and then we're going to add a little more definition up on the top. So I'm going to grab the smudger. This is a Morphe. Oh my gosh, these are so hard to read today. M something something. It's the little short smudger. Actually, let's do the shorter one. This one here. I like how the bristles are a little bit more firm. I still can't read it. Okay, so we're going to take this one. We're going to go into the Jezebel right here. And we're going to go right on the bottom of that lid. And we're just going to intensify that color a little bit right down here. And we're going to bring it under the eye. We're going to go about halfway across with that. And then we're going to come around the corner so we can make sure that that outside corner is nice and defined. I'm just using the front edge of that and just walking it up. Any fallout? Now we're going to continue on with this, and I'm going to increase that color right here. Right where the blue is. We're just going to go add that with that defining smudger. There you go. I'm just going to dust that off, use that same one. I'm going to take the blue Cleopatra. I'm going to do that same thing right up here. Okay, now I'm going to come back with that fluffy brush, and I'm just going to soften that edge right there. Okay, now while we got the blue on here, or the Cleopatra, we're just going to take that right here. We stopped the Jezebel right about in the middle. So we're going to pick up that Cleopatra and go from the inside to the Cleopatra. There we go. And I just want to touch right there a little bit. There we go. Okay, now we want on the inside of the eye just a little tiny bit of that Zuri. So I'm just going to grab, that actually looks a little, let's do this one here. This one is a Morphe. Oh gosh, I can't read it. These will all be in the show notes. This right here, we're just going to grab that, get a little bit in Zuri, just right there on the tip. We're going to go right here on the inside of the eye and just brighten that inside. Any fallout? Okay, so as a hooded eye girl, you can see when I look forward, you can see those two colors, the Jezebel and the Nefertiti, peeking just above the crease of my eye. And when I close my eyes, you can see all that fall color goodness that we have going on. So let's go ahead and add a little liner. We're going to add a little definition. So I'm going to grab this is the Juvia's Egyptian liner in Kajal. Let me get a little bit better point on this here. There you go. We're just going to go with this one. We're just going to go from the outside edge to about halfway. Same thing on the other eye. And then we're going to do just in the lash line on the bottom. Let's just give it a little bit of color there. Just right in that lash line. Just gives you a nice soft, but you can tell it adds a little bit of definition. And then we're going to do the top line. And that's going to help that blend with our lashes. Let's do that top line over here. All right. Now I want a nice clean line for when we put the lashes on. So let me minimize this. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to take the Too Faced Better Than Sex liner. We're going to use that one. While we are doing that, give me a shout out and let me know, what is your favorite eyeshadow palette? One of the things that I try to make sure to do is that we make the most of the palettes that we already have. And so I do a lot of different looks from the same different eyeshadow palettes so that you can maximize, your money. You use the palette. I think that with this many colors, like we're looking at here on this Nubian palette, with this many colors, you should be able to get easy 25 looks out of that. So that is one of my goals, is to help us to, make the most out of each palette so that, if you're traveling and you only have a carry-on suitcase, you don't need to take an entire cosmetic store with you. You can just grab a couple of things and be able to do 7 different looks from one eyeshadow palette for the 7 days that you're going to be on vacation. All right. So I'm going to grab that liner. We're just going to go a thin, nice line from one side to the other. That is going to give us a nice runway for the lashes that we're going to be putting on. I'm actually going to flick it up just a little bit on that outside corner. All right, let me see if I can get this side in. I got a microphone in my way here. There we go. Okay, and then we're going to flick up that corner just a little bit. All right. Okay. I like for that to dry down just a little bit before I go doing the mascara and everything. So I always save my brow for after that just to make sure that all the liners are dried down and set and behaving themselves before I go putting a lash curler up in there and smudging everything. So whatever your brow product of choice is, mine is going to be the Bad Gal Bang. And this is a mascara. Yes, I know that, but it's about the same color as my hair. So I am going to be using that as my brow product. So we're just going to undo that. For those of you with fashion colored hair, this is a pretty easy way to get some brows that match your hair color. So you're just going to hover over your skin. Actually, let me get a little close up mirror because I don't know what's happening with my eyes today. So we're just going to hover over the brow hairs just a little bit. And you're just going to cover your brow hairs with that mascara. Now, a few things. First thing is, it is going to set your brows, so wherever you put them, that's where they're going to be for the whole day. So the beautiful thing is, you don't got to worry about it. So especially if this is a new tube of mascara, you may have to use a little more gentle of a touch. But if this guy's been around for a little bit, you should be totally fine. I just ordered one from L'Oreal, a raspberry, I think it's called, that they've got. So we'll see how that one comes out. It's not new or anything. I just haven't used it on my brows. Okay, let me get my hair out the way there. There we go. And again, we're just hovering gently. You're just kind of using that tip to work over those brow hairs. Now, if you've got some sparse spots, you may need to touch your skin just a little bit. So try to use kind of the tip side of that where it's got those little bristles, because that will help you get kind of that individual hair look while you're doing this. Okay. Take a step back, make sure your brows are even, make sure you like them. There you go. If you need help with your brows at all, make sure that you get over to Ulta, to the Benefit Brow Bar. That is what they do. They will shape, they will tweeze, they will wax, they will dye, they will thread, they will whatever. And definitely help you with any products. If you're not sure what products you need to get the look that you want, I'm no longer employed by Ulta, thank the Lord, but they can definitely help you out with that, and they are the best in the business. So take advantage of that they have there available for you. Okay, so now that we got all this, we are ready to put on our mascara and our brows. And we're going to be using a lash that it was one of my favorites for the longest time. I don't know why I kind of walked away, but I think you're going to like the look of these and how they curl. I love the curl in them. All right, so I'm going to start out with my Tweezer Man Onyx Great Grip, all the things lash curler. We're going to get that right on those lashes. And make sure when you crimp that down that you don't feel any pinching. No pinching. So if you do, just release it, pull it back, and then try it again. So we're just going to go here. Find your sweet spot. There you go. And let's say a bit of that verse together. It is coming around to the beginning. And actually, I can't read it because my eyes are not working today. So real wisdom, God's wisdom, begins with a holy life and is characterized by getting along with others. It is gentle and reasonable, overflowing with mercy and blessings. Not hot one day and cold the next. All right. We're going to go over here to the other side. Get that thing ready to go. Find your sweet spot. There we go. Let's see. Okay, we don't have the beginning of a sentence yet. Okay, there we go. And now it should be around. Okay, real wisdom, God's wisdom, begins with a holy life and is characterized by getting along with others. All right, so that'll be good because we waited just a minute. Okay, so we're just going to give ourselves one coat of mascara. That's going to help our lashes to blend in seamlessly with the false lashes that we're going to be putting on. Okay. I'm just going to give one coat. I'm just sweeping back on those tips, going from all the way on the right to all the way on the left. And then let's do that same thing on the other side. Okay. Now I noticed something you probably noticed also as we were zoomed in a little bit. The liner on my right eye has bled out just a tiny, tiny bit. So how do you get rid of that? I'm going to take the brush that we used and I'm just going to erase it. So no need to worry about it. Easy to fix. Now let me get the mascara on these bottom lashes here. Now, because we don't use false lashes on the bottom, we're going to make sure we do like the normal 2-coat coverage that you do on the bottom one, because there's not going to be anything else to make those a little more bold. Okay, so there's one. Now let's do the ones on the other side. Okay. Hope I wasn't holding that mirror in front of you there. There we go. Now we got a pretty good even coverage on both sides there. Now let's go ahead and check out the lashes. I told you we were going to be playing with some today. That's been a minute since I've used these. This is the Kiss Lash Couture Luxe Extensions. And this is the Royal Silk is the name of this one. And I just love the curl on this one. So let me actually hold one of these sideways so that you can see what this looks like here. So I've already trimmed these. You're going to just grab the lash from the outside corner and pull it off the tray. But look at this. Can you see the curl that this has on it? These are just beautiful. They're not too full, so you get a pretty natural looking lash with them. Let me get that down in front of me. There we go. You get a pretty nice, the curl is beautiful. They're a little bit thick, but they're kind of like wispy plus. So that is one of the things I like about them. I'm going to be using the strip lash adhesive. It's got a little aloe in there for you. I'm just going to give it a little shake up so it is good and mixed up and ready to go. Like I said, these have already been trimmed. You can see that's got a clear filament, so very soft, very comfortable. Clear so you can't see it. Yet another reason why I like including a little bit of liner on there. That way you don't get that sort of clear linery thing that you can see sometimes. Okay, so we're going to grab that lash right there in the center. I'm going to use that lash adhesive right there on the top of that band. And then I'm going to flip it and just get a little bit on the back side of that band as well. So this is a clear adhesive. You can use, also make sure that I pay special attention to the ends there, because nothing is worse than ends that lift up halfway through the day. So frustrating. Okay. There we go. Let me grab the other one. Here we go. So, okay, so back to the conversation about the adhesive. So this is a clear adhesive. There are black adhesives if you like those. I will caution you for one thing. If you have eye sensitivity, make sure that you're checking that black adhesive because a lot of them have latex in them. So make sure that if you have a black one that you're getting the latex-free version of that. So again, we're just getting that adhesive right there along the top. Then I'm going to turn it over and just get a little bit on the back, not on the lashes, just on the back of that little band thing. It's just going to give you a little extra insurance for it staying put all day long. So the lash is going to take, the adhesive is going to take about maybe 30 seconds to set. So, you know, set a timer if you need to, or count to 30 in your head, or, you know, have some sort of ritual. Maybe you say the Bible verse that lasts about 30 seconds. And then that'll be ready to go. The other thing, especially with these clear monofilament bands, sometimes they can be a little bit stiff. So just grab your lash on either end and just make sure that you roll that. That's going to soften that band up just a little bit. When your adhesive goes from being super shiny and very white to a little bit clear in a couple of spots and maybe not so shiny, you know that your lash adhesive is ready to go. So this is just about ready to go now. We're going to take that in the middle. We're going to set it right on the liner line that we made. I'm going to put it down on the inside. I'm going to walk it around and get the outside. And it's just going to go right on that liner line on your skin, right where your lashes are. So it's going right nestled down with your lashes. If you want to, you can come back in with your lash tool and just make sure that they're all in that same space together. And then I'm going to use the tip of that tool. Let me see if I can get this one. There you go. I'm going to take that tip of that tool and kind of work my lashes into it just a little bit. And you can see how that looks between the two eyes with the lash, without the lash. Very different. Okay, now let me grab this one. We're going to do the same thing, setting it down right there in that center, right on that eyeliner line. Okay. Oh, I think I just checked my doop doop. There we go. Well, that's fun. I don't know what color thing we're on now. Checking the inside corner, just making sure it's going to stay. Okay. I like to just give a little kind of a press onto the lash, make sure that everything has stayed down, touching the skin the way that it should. Okay, so now you have your lashes on. We have got our eyeliner, we have got mascara, we have got everything the way we need to be. And I see that this satin lipstick, look at that. Now I am talking a bit, but lipstick bled out just a little bit. Don't like that too much. The rest of it we want to stay exactly as it is for the whole rest of the day. Oh, I did promise you. So if you wanted to take this look and go from here to an evening look, I failed to actually grab it, but you could take a glitter in a gold kind of color, and right where the blue and the Zuri, right where Cleopatra and Zuri are touching, just give yourself a little touch of glitter right there. Totally elevates that look for an evening look. So you don't really have to change anything. Do this before you go to work, and then a little glitter, and boom, you are ready to go for the rest of the day or the evening. Okay, so I'm going to grab my Juvia's Place Ready, Set, Seal. Let's give that a shake. Here we go. And that is going to set that makeup for the rest of the day, the night. You are good to go until you decide to take it off. So love that Ready, Set, Sealed. Okay, well, let's take a look at our Bible verses, because like I said, we are going to be, we are wrapping up chapter 3. So this is your week to review everything. So So let us get over here and take a look at all of our verses. Now, because I cannot see, let me grab this over here. I do not know what is happening. Something with my contacts, I'm assuming. All right, so here we go. This was chapter 3, verses 1 to 2. Don't be in a you know what? Let's do this with no, I don't know if we have the time to do that. Well, we'll start the song. Here we go. Let's see. This one was called, let's see, 3. Here we go.
Some chase the pulpit, craving the mic, but words can cut deep or bring forth life. If your heart ain't right, better hush that tone. A holy tongue can't ride alone. Don't be in any rush to become a teacher, my friends. Teaching is highly responsible work. Teachers are held to the strictest standards, and none of us is perfectly qualified. We get it wrong nearly every time we open our mouth.
All right, let's take a look at the next verse that we have. We were in James 3, 3 to 5. This is my mom's favorite.
Out on the trail with the morning sun, she holds the reins, her ride's begun. A gentle pull, the bit obeys. That wild horse walks the narrow way. A bit in the mouth of a horse controls the whole horse. A small rudder on a huge ship in the hands of a skilled captain sets a course in the face of the strongest wind. A word out of your mouth may seem of no account, but it can accomplish nearly anything or destroy it. It only takes a spark, remember, to set off a forest fire. A careless or wrongly placed word out of your mouth can do that. By our speech we can ruin the world, turn harmony to chaos, throw mud on a reputation, send the whole world up in smoke and go up in smoke with it. Smoke right from the pit of hell. I'll let watch that tongue now, 'cause even a tiger can be tamed before the tongue. This is scary, you can tame a tiger, but you can't tame a tongue. It's never been done, the tongue runs wild, a wanton killer. Wanton killer. Tame the tongue, oh, can you do it? Words got power, don't misuse it. Bless or curse what's in your song. Speak with love, don't get it wrong. With our tongues we bless God our Father. Oh, with the same tongues we curse the very men and women he made in his image. Curses and blessings out the same mouth. Yeah. Curses and blessings out the same mouth. Whoa. Curses and blessings out the same mouth. Whoa.
Okay, I let that one play longer because that's one of my favorites.
You shout hallelujah when the choir's on fire. Then fuss at your sister about her old attire. Praises on your lips, but the heart's gone wrong. Girl, that ain't right. This can't go on. My friend, this can't go on. A spring doesn't gush fresh water one day and brackish the next, does it? Apple trees don't bear strawberries, do they? Yeah. Raspberry bushes don't bear apples, do they? Yeah. You're not going to tend to a polluted mud hole, yeah, and get a cup of clear, cool water, are you? You told your kids, be kind, be still. Then lost your cool, your tongue can kill. Love can.
Okay, and I just realized I don't have this song in here, so we're going to need to say this one together. So this is 13 to 16. So this is James chapter 3, verse 13 to 16. Right? 13 to 16. Yes, that is correct. So, do you want to be counted wise, to build a reputation for wisdom? Here's what you do. Live well, live wisely, live humbly. It's the way that you live, not the way that you talk, that counts. Mean-spirited ambition isn't wisdom. Boasting that you are wise isn't wisdom. Twisting the truth to make yourself sound wise isn't wisdom. It's the furthest thing from wisdom. Okay, I'm going to need a little help here. Furthest thing from wisdom. Oh, it's animal cunning, devilish plotting. Whenever you try to look better than others to get the better of others, things fall apart and everyone's ends up at each other's throats. And then we have our song from this week. Well, really last week.
To build a reputation for wisdom, here's what you do. Live wise, live wisely, live humbly. It's the way you live, not the way you talk, that counts. Wisdom from above, not from pride. Peace flows where grace abides, not by talking, but by walking true. Lord, make my life show you. Mean-spirited ambition isn't wisdom. Boasting that you are wise isn't wisdom. Twisting the truth to make yourself sound wise isn't wisdom. It's the furthest thing from wisdom. It's animal cunning, devilish plotting. Wisdom from above.
All right. So the rest of those songs and all the songs beginning chapter 1, verse 1, you can find on your favorite music streaming platform. And all of this is coming from Color Me James. Again, we are having a wrap-up week, so great time to catch up if you've gotten a little behind on any of your crossword puzzles or anything like that. So colormejamesbook.com is where you can find all of that. And then just a reminder, I told you I was going to give you opportunity to get that ebook for free. So Beauty and Grace Insider lives on YouTube. And when you join the Cherished Queen level, you get the ebook for free with that membership level. Just follow through with that email series because that's how that's going to get delivered to you. So the prompts will lead you along the way, but just make sure that you follow that so that you can get that ebook. And that's at youtube.com at A Little Makeup, Lot of Jesus, and then /join. I think there's now a join button on that menu, so they've made it a little bit easier for us. Okay, so let me go ahead and send us out for this week with a blessing. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face to shine, the Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord lift his countenance upon you and give you peace. And that is from Numbers chapter 6, verse 24 through 26. So, Heavenly Father, what a joy it has been to hang out with each one of these ladies, Father, all the different countries and nationalities and skin tones and everything that has hung out here today. What a joy it is to get to just celebrate being women of daughters of the Most High God together. I pray that you would send us out this week as we review chapter 3 in James, that we would be diligent to get all that memorizing really under wraps. And I pray that you would help us to enjoy our time in our study this week. And I pray that for those who are just now coming in and kicking in with us, that you would join them along that journey, walk alongside them and guide them and help them to know that they are loved and that they are seen and they are heard during this whole thing. And I thank you so much for the delivery of all the things that put this together. And I just pray that you would bless us this week in Jesus' name. Amen. Well, it has been a joy to hang out here with you this week. I look forward to seeing you throughout the week on social media. Y'all were really kind of quiet today in the chat. So go ahead and give a comment, whatever platform you're on. What is your favorite fall look that you have ever done? Give me a picture of it. Shoot me a video. Let me see what you got. And then I look forward to seeing you next week as we do a little bit more fall kind of stuff, playing with a few more different palettes. And I told you one palette already that we're going to be doing. So this week, I hope you enjoy playing with your 10-minute gratitude in our week of study and then the coloring page that comes with this week. So I cannot wait to see and hear how your week went and how things are going for you and see the look that you created with the palette that you have available to you. So until next Thursday, like and subscribe, and I will see you on social media. I love you. Mwah.